Now on Up with KREM, Washington is feeling the impact as COVID-19 hospitalizations in North Idaho worsen. Nicole Hernandez live right now with the latest.
Yeah, that's right. Washington State is having its own uptick in COVID-19 cases, but now it's also caring for patients from Kootenai County.
And Monday's press conference turned tense for college football coach Nick Rolovich as he found out some surprising news ahead of the Coot game this weekend. And Rolovich continues to remain brief regarding his vaccination status.
And we're going to take you outside, talk a changing weather pattern that takes us from warm and sunny today to cold and rainy this weekend.
Up with KREM begins now.
The impact of the COVID-19 surge in North Idaho reaching the New York Times. They recently released an article about the crisis in Idaho and the effects it's having on Eastern Washington hospitals. Glad to have you here with us on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Now, that New York Times article that we just mentioned was released this week, and it details issues that Providence, Sacred Heart, and Multicare face as COVID hospitalizations surge in North Idaho.
So this morning, we do have Nicole Hernandez live this morning telling us what was revealed in that New York Times article and the situation here in the Inland Northwest. Nicole, what did you uncover?
Yeah, Tim, Channing. So right now, Washington State itself is having its own surge of COVID-19 cases, but the surge of cases over in Idaho is really not helping our situation as for the region as a whole. So the New York Times did report that 29 of Sacred Heart's inpatients last week were from Idaho. Last month, up to 34% of emergency room patients were from Kootenai Health, according to a spokesperson from Providence. The Times also says having more patients has made emergency room wait times for Sacred Heart longer. The people who do have a bed might not get a spot in the intensive care unit like they normally would as well. The article contains a quote from Dr. Daniel Getz, Providence Sacred Heart Chief Medical Officer. He told the New York Times in part, quote, "We are delaying care for people who are in misery. It's agonizing for those patients. This has real impacts on these people who are waiting." Now, Multicare also has hospitals in Idaho requesting a lot more help, according to the New York Times, but both Providence and Multicare have had to decline some of the requests because they just don't have enough space, the report says. Multicare says they got 30 requests in August, but they could only accept 10 of them. Multicare has also received requests from Colorado, Texas, Alaska, and Oregon. So if you're interested in more information about this, or if you'd like to read that New York Times article, you can text the word COVID to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link with information. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, the school year is officially underway for students across the region. However, that is not stopping the discussion on whether or not to wear masks in schools.
Yeah, that's right. Coeur d'Alene Public Schools Board of Trustees voted to make a slight change in its mask policy last night, and the board chair says masks are now strongly recommended.
Now, this decision comes as one trustee says there are 168 students as well as 12 staff members currently out of class due to COVID or possible COVID exposure.
The board did hear public comment before they took a vote. One local nurse and parent spoke about her worries of sending kids to school without masks given the current situation in North Idaho hospitals.
The pandemic is poised to spread to our children. We are in a state of emergency. While there are many statistics about the situation here in Coeur d'Alene, the reality is clear. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, our children are now at risk. There are not enough hospital beds for children or doctors trained in pediatric critical care.
Now, others in favor of a mask mandate argued it was one way to protect children who are too young to receive a COVID-19 vaccine.
Parents against a mask mandate also gave comment. One argued the decision for children to wear masks in schools should be up to parents.
Please, no matter where the ever-changing roller coaster of these times take us, please continue to make masking recommended and keep the choice to mask or not to mask where it belongs, with the parents.
For now, the school board is strongly recommending wearing masks inside school buildings. However, they are not mandatory. In the meantime, there could be a COVID-19 vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11 by Halloween.
That's right. Pfizer says it could be getting closer to submitting for an emergency use authorization. After that, the FDA will evaluate benefits and risks, a process they say could take just a matter of weeks. Multiple health experts say they expect authorization by the end of next month.
Well, happening right now, another storm is battering the U.S. Tropical storm Nicholas is bringing heavy, strong winds to the Texas Gulf Coast. And here's a live look at things happening right now in Galveston.
Yeah, you can see there is a lot of rain, not a lot of traffic on the road right now.
Thankfully.
I'm sure a lot of people staying home or evacuating in that area. The storm could dump as much as 2 feet of rain.
Now, the storm hit the shore as a Category 1 hurricane with 95-mile-per-hour wind gusts overnight. But like Tim just mentioned, the biggest concern right now is all of the rain.
We started Saturday notifying our residents that we were going to have flooding. The main event would be a heavy rainfall if we get that. And so we advised our residents to take precaution and move to higher ground.
So Nicholas is predicted to land in Louisiana tomorrow. It's been tracking very slowly over Texas today at just around 10 miles per hour. This is the 14th named storm of this hurricane season, and typically that number isn't reached until mid-November. So yeah, very, very rainy and strong wind conditions in, Texas. Not necessarily the case here.
Thankfully.
Yet.
Yes. There we go. The power of yet.
The power of yet.
That's actually one of my 2021 New Year's resolutions.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah, so here's how it goes. I go, I can't do that yet. I throw yet on the end of everything that I start out and say like, I don't have that ability yet. I can work on it and get there. You can too. That is the power of yet. It's the 2021 mantra. There we go. And when it comes to rain and wind, we don't have it yet. That is all set to change, but not today. Today, we've got a fantastic day in store across the region. Told you we'd dip into the 40s. There it is, 49 in Spokane, 50 in Coeur d'Alene, 41 in Sandpoint, 46 in Moses Lake. You got it into the 30s up in Deer Park, but buckle up. By the time we get to Thursday, it's likely Deer Park gets down near freezing. Right now, air quality sits at good and stays there tomorrow as well. Going to be a fantastic few days when it comes to air quality. And right now, it's looking quite good when it comes to cloud cover. Mostly sunny skies today as temperatures climb. We are in the mid to upper 70s later on this afternoon. Going to be a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. I'm calling this the pick day of the week. But if you want rain, well, it's in the forecast. It just hasn't gotten here yet.
It's time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Pullman police are currently searching for a missing woman. Rebecca Madrialeos was last seen on Sunday evening. She's 50 years old and was last seen wearing a gray hoodie and navy jeans. Pullman police are asking anyone to contact them immediately if you know where she might be.
The COVID-19 Antibody Treatment Center in northern Idaho is delayed until Wednesday. Officials are saying the treatment drugs needed were still in transit on Monday afternoon. Heritage Health hopes the treatments will slow down COVID-19 hospitalizations.
The man accused of shooting his wife and daughter in Airway Heights will be in court today. Zion Carter is facing 2 counts of attempted murder, first-degree robbery charges, and unlawful possession of a firearm. This will be his first time in court on these charges.
Nick Rolovich's press conference became quite the event Monday afternoon. WSU faces the USC Trojans this Saturday. However, midway through the press conference, USC head coach Clay Helton was fired. KREM 2's sports director Brenna Green actually broke that news to Rolovich. The coach also gave a few comments when asked about his vaccination status.
I still plan on, like what I said, following the mandate and doing what I need to be the coach here. That's all we can say about that.
Rolovich refused to answer whether or not he had been vaccinated or if he was planning on filing an exemption.
Dozens of Washington state workers have filed a lawsuit against Governor Inslee in response to the state vaccine mandate. Now, that mandate requires most state healthcare and education workers to be vaccinated. The governor's office says these requirements are legal and that they look forward to responding in court. The case was filed in Washington Superior Court in Walla Walla County on Friday.
That's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. President Biden made his first trip out west Monday afternoon to visit Boise. What he had to say about the current wildfire situation and how climate change might make it worse.
And Washington hospitals say they are operating under contingency care. But what exactly does this mean? Nicole Hernandez is breaking it down for us in our next half hour.
No rain in the forecast yet. As we get closer to the weekend, rain arrives and in a big way. We'll start to see that shift in our weather pattern tomorrow, but by the time we hit Friday, rain returns and we're talking plenty of it by the time we get to early next week.